Hi, welcome to Making a Mess with me, Darlene Morgan. And as usual, would you please share and subscribe, especially if one of my posts or videos or podcasts really just strikes you and you feel like someone needs to hear it. Please definitely share and send me a message and let me know if there's anything that I can talk more about or less about. But anyway, I'm getting back to recording because I haven't been doing this for a while. It's just kind of been a little bit of an active past few months. But as I do this, as I've said before, unless this is the first time listening, I like to try to go in order. So I had continued to write posts, even though I wasn't recording them. So I am going back to those posts and I'm reading them, and then I'm just kind of catching up with where I am now. So this one in particular is from the end of September of 2025. And thankfully, it is a short one because I had actually recorded one last night and it went back to a time that I need to let go. You know, you have those things that perpetuate you. And even though it was 6 months ago, I think just reading it just made me realize definitely even where I've come since then. I don't want to say how far I've come because I still feel like there's parts of me that are the same, that get hurt, resentful, and, kind of spiral, don't let things go. On the other hand, I think part of not reading that particular post was the right thing and not recording it because there does come a time for me when, I just need to start thinking about other things. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and read this one. It is from the end of September 2025, and currently, obviously, we're in the 1st of March 2026. So one of these days, I will get caught up on all of these writings and then record new stuff and write new stuff, which is so easy for me because I constantly have things on my mind. All right. And that felt like it was longer than I thought. It was only 2.5 minutes. Okay. Anyway, this one was called My Brain on Social Media. I have it figured out. For starters, I am feeling better. Sunday was quite amazing. I had not felt that good in a long time. As a recap, I got up, had coffee, church, went to a garage sale, found a table for $10, returned home, sat in living room with Clara, my youngest daughter, who was not feeling so great. So we had yogurt and berries while I read my book, Winning the War on Worry by Lou Giglio. After that, I actually had fallen asleep for about 20 minutes. I slowly got up, ate some chips, and went to work on the next room that needs organized. And I kicked butt. All the while, I was making chicken and noodles at the same time. Around 6:30, I hurried and finished so I could try to get a quick walk in. Then suddenly, our home was full again, and I got to spend time with all of my daughters. I brushed my teeth as soon as I got to my room so I wouldn't be tempted to have a snack, which is a huge weakness of mine. All 3 of my girls are home and in their bedrooms. And I want to back up because as I read this, I went from going from a walk at 6:30 to then my home being full again. So obviously I had gone for my walk. I had dinner with my daughters and then changed, got into my pajamas and brushed my teeth. And I think it was just the whole meaning of the evening and what it meant to me to just have all my daughters in our home again. Anyway, having the girls, all 3 girls at home and in their bedrooms while I write this, I don't think they realize how important this is to me. It's like we're together again, but nothing like the together that we had become 7 years earlier. The entire story of our life is surreal. To see my daughters excelling in life moves my heart, and all I can do is thank God for it. Tonight I realized something fairly commonplace. I was reading my text message. Okay. My depression is situational, as in the other day I went through Facebook, and as I scrolled, I began removing all the political jargon on my feed. Click, remove, block. And all of a sudden, all I see are posts now about living life, being content, removing toxicity, and even posts that I never seen before, posts that really make me laugh and smile. It's absolutely unreal and quite scary if you think about it. Literally, social media uses us and has all the ability to warp our brains. I know removing all the political mud won't cure me completely, but the disengagement does provide some relief. The nap, productiveness, the girls' home, and the walk are all smart things that I did this day on Sunday. I can honestly say I have very rarely napped during the day. Super rare. I seem to have in my mind I should be awake for as much as possible. I know getting more sleep would help me, although I'm not sure I will ever get to that point of going to bed at a decent time. I literally dislike sleeping. Being single, I enjoyed the quiet time in my room, watching Netflix, reading, writing, and eating. That is my only drawback of staying up late, is my stomach starts to growl and it knows as if I'm supposed to give it some type of snack around 10:30 at night. I simply need to stop doing that because I know how much I really need to lose weight. And I go back to the thought process of getting mentally and physically strong. I know many of you are saying, Darlene, this is so worthy. And I'm going back to what I was talking about earlier, and that is removing all the political jargon on your news feed and how it can make you feel so much better. I know tons of you figured this out long ago. I used to be able to handle seeing comments on pictures on social media that I didn't always agree with. I would see it and perhaps like the stuff I agreed with, but when I see the stuff that is downright ridiculous, it causes me to think some pretty wretched stuff. Like, I cannot comprehend how someone would believe certain things. And then I go down that rabbit hole in my mind, invasive thoughts that in some aspects begin to make me wonder how to compete with such insanity, only to realize that this is not my job. I am not placed on this earth to compete. People will think what they want, and as I have experienced in my past, no matter how much I talk about my view, insisting on stating facts, express my opinion, and mine can only shift gears if we allow it to be open to that. So I was feeling better today, on that particular day. I think of years past and how I did all I could to convince people of otherwise. I think of all the emails that I wrote, the text I sent, the phone calls I made, the exhausting effort placed into futile situations, and the time that was wasted trying to convince people of what I felt was right, what my opinion was, or why I felt they were wrong. This doesn't mean I am past all that effort. There are still moments when I feel the slight need to state a point, but even the thought of it gives me a heavy, exhausting feeling in my heart and mind. I think over time I did my share of stating points, and I saw where it got me. It got me to, well, the point of only making me bitter and more stressed. I'm not sure I will ever totally be better. I do know who I have been in the past and who I am now, and most of all, who I want to continue to be before I die. I want to go back in time when exercise and eating better was so important to me. Mostly the exercise is what I want to reinforce. My eating is not great, but for now I need to focus on movement. I went to social media to double check exactly what all is on my feed, and I came across a pastor's post about what we see on social media and how it makes us who we are. And it gave me a big epiphany. There are people out there who believe exposing yourself, not literally, to certain music, shows, people, and such, and how it's not good for you or how it can infect you. But the hypocrisy of this is their feed is doing the same to them. There is what I've heard people call an echo chamber that only provides one type of thought process and information. The more you click on certain things, the more it feeds more of that same type of matter, which to me does not allow us to open our hearts to other people and lives and how they live. Learning in real time, real life, and introducing ourselves to a wide array of people keeps us cultured. I absolutely love it. I love hearing about who other people are and what keeps them going. I doubt I will ever get off social media, but I am realizing how much it affects my brain. Duh, common sense again. I know I'm writing about stuff that is absolutely sensible. It takes me actually experiencing it and coming to my own conclusion to see the logic and reality. And that is a good thing. I want to understand more of who I am, who I can be for others. I don't want to live in that echo chamber. The echo chamber is reality, sad reality, but it doesn't have to be. Not if we realize how best to overcome it and be receptive to what we can learn from others. And above all, how we can still be who we are and want to be. So, yeah, that was my post from back at the end of September. And today is March 3rd, 2026. And I've got to say that I still experience all of this. And for me personally, it's kind of what I'm aiming for. I don't want to be changing any more than need be. I just kind of want to start settling into the person that I can be or am, where my personality is relatively the same. It's content. I don't want to worry about certain things anymore. I don't want to feel as if I have to prove any points. It just gets super exhausting. I will say this, that, a lot of things that I still continue to see on social media when it comes to our government and stuff, it is exhausting. It gets kind of scary at times, and it gets frustrating. And I realize that now and how it makes me feel. So I just continue to work on really just having more of a trusting God with it all. I mean, all these things would not be happening if he didn't already know the outcomes. So I guess we will just see, and I'll just keep sending my prayers up. Right now in my life, we are spending a lot of time at my daughter's volleyball tournaments for club ball, which is very surreal because she is a junior now, and she has actually had a couple of coaches, college coaches, watch her, and we have her first college visit coming up. Well, I guess it's later this month. So a lot is happening, and at the same time, I don't know what is going on, but it's almost like this strange anticipation. I messaged my son earlier because I know I can talk to him, and I just told him it's really weird how I feel so good at work. It's like I am really falling into this position in a different mindset where I'm using less of the need to reinforce matters or like advocate for certain things or use a lot more of my life, which I can, but less of that and more of the professional side of my position of parent peer support. And it just feels really good. Like sometimes I want to be so rebellious or just kind of like have that natural thought of knowing what to do and realizing that that's not always the right thing to do. It's more of remembering what my position is, reading more about it. Anyway, yeah, I went off on a tangent there. I apologize. What I was getting at is I was telling my son how work is going well. But when I'm away from it, I have this heavy feeling here in my heart and in my throat, and my heart just swells. And I just had this overwhelming feeling of anticipation and depression. And I don't know what it is. It's just like I just feel down. And at the same time, I just feel good too. Like this evening, I get to spend with my daughter as soon as I'm done here, and I made dinner for us. And I'm just going to tell you, this depression is a really strange thing. And there is such a thing as functionally depressed. And I have definitely got that. So I just want to let you guys know that there is nothing wrong with saying you're depressed. And if people look at you like they can't hang around you because they're afraid they're going to catch it or feel down with you, I think you know as well as I do that those of us that do experience ongoing depression also realize that we don't always like to share that with others. It's just kind of a private thing that we have ourselves, and the people that we can share it with understand it and know that it's not going to rub off on them. And I'm just really thankful for that. And I'm thankful that we have a system in place. No, that we have people out there that take mental health seriously and want to help those of us. Anyway, I think that's all I got. All right. Hey, thank you so much for listening. I really better go because I saw my daughter texted me twice, which, you know, is kind of ironic because I was waiting on her earlier and now she's rushing me. All right, gotta run. Love you all. Remember to ask Jesus to come into your heart and your soul, because with him, he does help you to go through things. He doesn't take them away, but he does help you to get through it all. Please share and subscribe. And thanks again for tuning in. See ya. Love you all. Bye.